cry in the event that we were. It was a film festival, under our Skin Film Festival. So big shout out to great Kenyans who come every year just to make sure that Kenyan films are seen across the world. Yes.
Now I want to know from Shelly, because we spoke earlier and you said this was something that came from a personal place for you. Please tell us about how Act of Love came to be.
Sorry, thank you for the question. Act of Love came about as being a mom. It came about mostly from just that, being a mom. And it's the aspect of being so clueless at it. So in the process of being a mom, I was wondering, what is there a manual to it? So I quickly turned to Google and YouTube to look for any form of, conviction to say that you're doing a good job. What I found out was so many white women telling me I'm doing a bad job. And not intentionally per se. It's just the aspect of their kids were hitting every milestone correctly. By this age they would do this. And at the time I was really struggling with every milestone. So I just needed any semblance of someone who looks like me at least, or even comes somewhere from a closer home ground. And let me write about Act of Love, which is my own personal story, and it was submitted for a screenwriting workshop, which I got selected and got funding, and it came to be.
Right. Writing something from such a personal place, is it healing, or is it the other way? Does it come at like an emotional cost? Did it feel,
it's double-edged. I can say per se. It's healing in the sense that it's cathartic, where I'm actually releasing very hidden, or rather very repressed emotions, and it's also not healing in the sense that because I was actually on shoot. And I'm seeing what darkness of depression I was going through. And I was like, I do not wish to relive this. So there are moments after set days, I really feel so worn out. Because I'm like, this feels like a mirror has literally been held up. Yeah. And I'm seeing myself.
What changed you? Because it seems like something changed as soon as you got your baby. Something changed.
Right.
What happened?
I drowned. Oof, I've gone dark.
Hi guys, welcome. You don't need to be performatively like so.
No, I drowned in the sense of I forgot myself. In the sense that I literally forgot just even basic things as just showering, or even just going out for a walk, or even just calling someone and say hi. I stopped doing any of that, and slowly that tends to erode someone's identity, erode someone's self-image, self-love. Everything gets eroded. So I just drowned into that process of being a mom.
And I know we'll come back and figure out what either resources and things that you're able to find, especially from people who look like us, sound like us, etc. Have been through those situations, as opposed to feeling judged whenever you go on the internet. And we'll share a little bit about that in a minute. But I also wanted to know how the film has been received from Chloe. It's a story that needs to be told but isn't told often enough, right? But how did Kenyan audiences, international audiences also receive this film?
So the reception has been mixed. So it's been mostly positive, but of course there are the few comments. Like Shelly said, this is something that's not talked about a lot from our perspective, from people who look like us. So there's always that this is something Western, this is not African, this is just, so there's been that. But it's been very positive. We've had a lot of people step up and be like, yes, I've been going through this. I didn't know I had this. Because a lot of moms actually go through postpartum depression, because everyone actually has the baby blues. When it goes past a certain amount of time, that's when it actually becomes postpartum depression. So a lot of people related to it, and they were like, yes, I went through this. So the reception has been great. And as Shelly also mentioned that, she kept searching, and there was no information from our perspective. So that's why it's important to get this film to people, because the film is available on different platforms like My Movies Africa. We did a premiere, but there are still people who can't access the film, and that's a challenge that we face, not just with this film but a lot of films. Africa are the target audience, but getting it to the Africans is such a challenge, and it's something that we really need to work on.
Thank you so much for sharing both Shelly and Chloe, and for the work that you're doing. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about some new plans that you have for Act of Love as well, and then the resources as well that you found as a mom, Shelly. That's a bit more personal, but we'll get into it in just a minute. For now, we're back with DJ Nara.